The amygdala is a small structure which cares a lot about threat and fear. If there's something that may be potentially harmful to us, it is a brain area which gets activated very quickly and recruits other areas of the brain to try to deal with this unexpected circumstance.
The amygdala sends outputs to the body so that your muscles begin to tense, hormones are released, blood pressure, and all of these are part of the protective response of the body designed by evolution to help you stay alive. Imagine you're walking down a path in the woods and all of a sudden there's a curved object that looks like a snake on the ground. And you find yourself stopping with your leg resting above that object, and you look down and see that it's simply a stick. So why did your leg stop like that?
In the normal brain, the amygdala acts like an early warning system, alerting us to danger. But the amygdala does not act on its own. The frontal cortex, where we think and reason, plays a crucial role.
There are two parallel routes of fear processing in the brain. One will go directly to the amygdala. It's a quick and dirty pathway and trigger a fear reaction unconsciously. But then as the information slowly makes its way to the cortex perceives the difference between the stick and the snake and says it's only a stick.
Once the discerning cortex has determined that there is no call for panic, it sends a message to the amygdala, quieting the fear response.
Imagine for a moment that you live on a savanna like this one. The day is warm. The food is plentiful. You're grazing at daybreak. Suddenly, you sense an attack. Your pulse races, your heart pounds.
Everything that's going on in your body is fabulous because it's saving your life. You're running for your life, lions coming after you. What do? You mobilize energy because you need it for your thigh muscles. Your blood pressure goes up so you can deliver the energy to your thigh muscles in 2 seconds instead of 3.
It's fight or flight in action, our stress response system at work. Within seconds, it increases our energy and starts shutting down longer-term projects like fighting disease. And what happens to us in our modern, increasingly urban environment? Our well-honed tools of fight or flight were developed to face the life and death challenges of the savannah, not the kind of life we face today, where stress is not an occasional incident, but rather a non-stop series of daily pressures.
So why don't zebras get ulcers? They don't worry about mortgages, they don't worry about blind dates, they don't worry about the ozone layer, they worry about lions. For them, stress is 3 minutes of some screaming terror on the savannah where it's either over with or they're over with very shortly afterward. They don't have chronic psychological stress. You get us, and suddenly we're smart enough to have invented all sorts of nonsense that is purely psychological, purely social, and our basic punchline as a person is the system didn't evolve for chronic activation, it's evolved for the short-term crisis. Turn it on chronically, and you increase your likelihood of getting sick somewhere along the way.
For over 20 years, Dr. Sapolsky has been studying the effects of stress on our brains and bodies. The major culprits in this damage are two hormones.
Adrenaline is the first hormone on the scene, and one of the first things it does is it works at your heart, it works at your blood vessels, up goes your heart rate, up goes your blood pressure.
At the same time, the brain's hypothalamus moves into action. It signals the pituitary to stimulate the adrenal gland. That gland releases the body's longer-acting stress hormone, cortisol. It's a powerful steroid that mobilizes energy. But over time, cortisol can harm almost every system of our bodies.
If you constantly mobilize energy, you never store it. Your muscles waste away. You're exhausted all the time. If you constantly increase your blood pressure, you're going to get more vascular damage. If you shut down digestion, you're more at risk for an ulcer.